setup. Sorry. For some reason there's a tendency for my new recording setup to not start recording when I hit the record button. But anyways, using like that, it's not gonna create too fancy a chain, but it's something. Just get rid of that blue in the corner. Oh hey! Nice. Clearing everything will give you a little bonus like that. I've realized. Just in time for me to go on the defense for a chain that they got on me. Nice. I think that's what I want, right? No, not quite. I don't quite understand that one. Okay. That's that right hand side is supposed to fake you out or something, I'm not sure. Okay, that was a pretty decent fever. Just get a little bit more pressure on him, just for a little bit longer, and this might turn to something nice. This isn't really what I need. Yeah, I know, that wasn't what I needed it to be. These aren't the colors that I need. That was better. I had made a lot of ground, but... Oh jeez. And now Cat gets a viewer. Awesome. That pleasant music sounds a lot less pleasant when it's my opponent benefiting from it. Could we... yeah, not have that happen? I was kind of trying to set up for something, it just didn't quite happen. Ah, darn it, that would be a very convenient place for... ah, a better setup to happen. I almost got something nice there. Also, though, I'm actually... this is the last episode I'm recording for tonight, so I need to try to come to some conclusion here. I guess I'll say this, if I can't manage to... actually... that wasn't actually I meant to leave that, whoops. And I'm kind of messing myself up. Saying, whatever, just clear all of it, and figure something else out. Maybe I should do less often. That feels like I mess things up entirely often enough that it'd be a better idea to more often just not spend too much time trying to make something work. That'll help me out a little bit. Oh, or fever works too. And that's all I really had to work with. Better. I'll take it. I'm getting better at those segments at least. And making actual use of them, I think. I should probably just put that away. If I can get a blue to fall into that now, that'll be something useful. And for instance, put a blue on top of here, but that's not really what I need, is it? This game is fun. It's good this game is, that my first night playing this game is going by so fast though. It's always a sign that it's actually quite engaging. Of course, when I talk too much, that's when bad things start happening for me. That wasn't too bad. Okay, that's some garbage. And maybe get closer like that too. Oops. That worked out a lot better than I thought it would. But okay. That was luck. Like, I just kept doing it until it happened to work. I got a really good fever last time and it just didn't quite work out in the end. But anyways, yeah, so I'll try to be a little bit more legitimate about the next story mode. At least do it on normal. But before that I need to practice a bit more. Oh, that's really pixelated looking. The other pictures didn't look so pixelated. Is it like a pack of Smarties or something? Well, that was a nice little Shaggy Dog ending. Okay. Interesting translations. We'll see the credits when we actually complete the next. Will we? Will we not? Hey, I have fast forward, which is ever so slightly faster. God, this is literally just credits. I cannot go faster than this on credits. But we'll see the credits when we do the other story modes. I don't think there's much point to this. We're going at 3 times speed. This is 3 times speed, and it's actually really still kind of slow. But okay. Renderware. Lots of names I recognize here. It's kind of interesting. Names. Yeah. Oh, does it actually just show the voice actors? Hopefully it just shows the voice actors you currently have activated, because otherwise we're gonna have a lot of voice actors to go through. So I think they have like 5 different languages for the dubs. By the way, I am trying to skip this in every way I can. Like, I'm pressing every button. Okay, thank you. We'll see that later. Continues 4 times 0.2. Awesome. Great score. Also half hour. Biggest chain was 6. What the heck? Unless I'm not quite understanding that right. I think it should have gone less than 3rd. But whatever. Yeah, it should say how many it has first. But yes, let's see if we can be a little bit more confident in the game now, just in general. So earlier, I think when I had the game set to normal, the free mode AI was way too hard for me. So what's the easy mode, free mode AI like? Also, I might have misunderstood the other stuff. Oh, there you go. So just the cat. Oh, are those actually separate characters? I think they are. Oh, well, whatever. Cat versus cat. Yeah, it seems like you might get fevers more often. So does this basically decide like how quickly? It's like, what happens if I go hard? Oh, it's how much fever you start with. So do I build fever even slower if I'm on hard or something? Is that the idea? I wasn't being as observant as I should have been last time. Yeah, so that doesn't decide anything about the difficulty of AI or anything. It's not really working out there. Get your bearings. Somehow. Okay, you're on easy. Calm down! Man, I'm realizing I'm doing a bad job here just trying to figure out how to make chains. Remember the rule. Rule of 3. I don't know why I didn't remember I could change the color in that, but whatever. Honestly, that's kind of okay with me right now. Because right now I'd like to just dig through these. We could just do... Oh, for some reason I thought that was going to make a chain, and it did not. Yeah, that was my fault for misunderstanding. Yeah, not much coming back from that, I don't think. You mess it up that bad. How about we do that? Yeah, chain that way? Yeah, it's not gonna do much for me though. As much as I'd hoped at least. Nope. Alright. I expected to not have, like, I feel like this almost feels on par with the final boss of the first campaign in normal mode. Which is kind of weird. Unless that's just supposed to be like the medium difficulty. Which feels kind of silly. But maybe that's how things are. I'd like... well, I should at least try to minimize all the garbage that's going to be poured on me in just a second. Otherwise I would have tried a slightly different approach there, but I realized I was going to lose any work I made anyways. Would it be useful to go for green there? I feel like it might actually not be. I'm trying to be thoughtful about making chains in some ways in some places, but it tends not to actually work out the way I'm hoping. Oh. Making cat noises now. Those very unhealthy cat noises. Yeah. Interesting. At this point I'm just trying to, like, keep up with the normal AI. It's weird how big of a jump it is. Wait, well no, I'm on easy, aren't I? Yeah, so it's a heck of a leap. Like, see, that's like, you can't make a chain out of that. I think a big part of my problem is just not quite giving myself a good idea of what you can and can't make a chain out of. So like, that's a bit more chainable. Like that, although it didn't actually end up being worth much because of the chain that my opponent already made. Darn it! I felt proud for a second, and now, one more time. Unless each character has like their own AI difficulty or something like that, but otherwise, like, even for me being bad, I feel like the AI makes surprisingly large chains for being like easy mode. Like, and then death. It's weird, because they make some really big chains. I should just study what the AI is doing for a second, though, too. I'll pay a bit more attention to the AI here. Well, I can't really tell what the AI is thinking or anything, of course. And you see that they're just making big groups of 3 everywhere, which makes sense. I don't think it's as simple as just making groups of 3, necessarily. Oops. And then you need to actually set up those chains properly, of course, too. Or actually set off those chains properly. Honestly, it's actually kind of nice that the game tells you how as soon as you make a chain. And which ones are going to be involved specifically. Yeah, like, that was a heck of a chain there. Like, I would be very proud to have done that. And yet, the AI, the easy... Unless this AI just doesn't depend on what difficulty I've selected? Or something weird like that? Like, what about that? Also, I'm not getting these constant fevers. Mostly because I'm doing a bad job at it, I realize, but... Guys, rule of 3. And then you want to make it, though, as such that you can actually set off those 3s in some capacity. That's not quite what happened here. I'm there right now, for instance. Ah, I could have made a chain there, I didn't. I got onto it too late. I don't like those reds. Well, these might be useful later, if I ever get back down there. Calm down! My god! Yeah, see? There's something very fundamental I'm not understanding here about how to make chains, because even the easy AI is really... managed to make like chains of 3 that I just haven't quite caught on to yet. It would be one thing if I just like read, okay, here's how you make chains and whatnot, but that's not quite what's happening from my perspective. I'm just jumping right into the middle of this, and I'm finding that I can't quite handle this. Okay, I'm not ready for you to make chains yet. Stop that. I was trying to set something up myself. Part of it is I don't have time to try to experiment myself. So I can try to figure out, okay, maybe this is a good way to make a chain. But that doesn't work out because I don't actually have time to try to set something up. Because AI is just surprisingly ruthless with that. I realize that you spend the entire time setting stuff up and that's the idea, but... even with that in mind... yeah. You'll have some homework to do between this episode and the next. Is that a point now where I can just end the episode, actually? I probably should. As we're at episode time regardless. But I'd like to feel like I got a little bit more of an idea of how to play this. Of course, compared to how I started, I've gone somewhere in any case. I feel like there's still so much more I want to... It feels like there's something so fundamental I'm failing to pick up on how to set up chains. Right now I'm hardly even trying to set up chains, which is probably one of my problems. Because I'm just trying to... Oops, that was not actually what I was trying to do. It's not what I thought I had there. I thought I had a different block. At the moment I'm more just trying to survive. Then make chains. Right, not yet. Okay, now I got fever. One of those constant fevers. Which of course is just defending me at this point, rather than anything else. That's not how you do that. That didn't work at all. Hey, I actually managed to chain for once. Now, of course, I'm not going to get much in the way of chains, so I'm not trying, but at the same time, the way things are right now, I don't have enough time to try to set up a chain either. Like, I did realize I was getting a lot more chains on my opponents in the easier levels, actually. Largely because my opponents wouldn't throw garbage onto me before I could actually set me up myself. Whereas now that's exactly what's happening. And then, boom. And some more. Not much left to do here though, I don't think. But I can't still try, but... Jeez! Yeah, I'll have to look a bit more into how to do this. One of the annoying things here is... the game even says this is a good place to practice. Not quite. Because I just can't even get to where I need to actually... where I need to be to even... try to figure out, or try to experiment. I feel like if I could at least like try out these levels, like this one, where I at least have time to try to figure out some kind of arrangement. I don't like what I'm doing here though. That's... well, no, that won't actually set up a chain roulette, because... see, at times I mess up my chains in the process of trying to set them up. I don't know any, like, rules of thumb, though, yet, for doing these. Which is what needs to happen. And I think there is a certain degree of memorization of how to... what sorts of shapes you want to make. Because then, what can happen... ah, god, that was only 2 instead of 3. That wasn't really what I wanted. I realized that was supposed to be an opportunity for chains. I didn't quite... whoops, I should have rotated that. Didn't really feel that way though, because I don't think I had a block that was useful for it. Whoops. But levels like this where the AI is so easy on me that I can at least just sit here and actually figure out myself. For a minute how to do these. Okay, there's a chain, which I admit was very accidental. But still, it was something. But now... Because sometimes I get stuck between trying to actually have sets of 3 that can create chains, and then actually having a nice place to set that chain off. Because those, I think, are 2 different things. I could actually just clear those, which isn't necessarily the best. Oh, full clear, that works too. That's something. Well, I can't usually rely on getting full clears, to say the least. Okay, there's a chain of 3. How do I actually turn that into a more useful chain? That's the question for me now. Because I have a tendency to make chains that don't actually lead into anything. Like, okay, now if I set up this rip here, that turns into something. I know there are shapes you want to create to make even bigger chains, and there are like more regular shapes you want to try to set up. I'm not sure how to do those yet, while not just like turning the rest of the field into utter garbage. Okay, so for instance, here I have 3, okay. I could say, okay, here I'll put this here. Now if I can manage to make a match here, I'll do something nice for me. So that's something, but it's not much. That case was me being a little too slow. Well, I think but still, if I managed to... not getting the color I need here, come on. So I think now... I managed to clear out... well, I at least had a plan at one point where if I cleared out this yellow... then this would happen. Like, I'm starting small here. I'm just saying like, okay, if I manage to get this 1... I don't want to set up all of those. Ah, yeah, I wasn't quite sure what to do there because I wanted to create a chain, not just do more than 1 at once. You don't want to set everything up in one go, or you don't want to set everything off in one go. It's like I need... see, the AI even on easy will make it chains like what I just did, not necessarily that shape, but of 3 very, very casually. And I have no idea how to set that up consistently. Okay, I can set this up here now if I manage to clear out those Puyo. Which I didn't, mind you. Well, that doesn't really work out either, because now it's not going to do anything useful. And I just have an awkward collection of diagonal Puyo. And then the AI just dies, because that's how the AI is here. Yeah, it's a little tough trying to actually get learning here. And the game doesn't really give you much opportunity. Of course, that gave me second place somehow. Like, I got a better score my first try. It was also faster? I got lucky, I guess. Anyways. We'll learn. But otherwise, if you guys are hating watching this, then I can actually just probably... Well, I don't know. I probably can't. I can try to go through this in easy, but I'm not exactly advanced at the moment. But I'll probably have to do some reading up on how to actually set up chains properly too and things like that, because this game's like not going to teach me. And trying to learn this all in 1 hour on my own through trial and error isn't going to work very well either, apparently, as we've seen. I've learned a lot already. I'm better. But I still can't consistently set up actual chains, I don't think. And there are very specific methods to doing so, it looks like. I might have to start with the AI does or something like that at least. And then see what comes from there. So, maybe... maybe next episode I'll come back a lot wiser and stronger on a lot of stuff. Or maybe not, we'll see. Bye everyone.